Right, hello everyone. I'm Gordy. I got my new digital camera. Got a little tree project I'm going to do today. So there's two tree circuit boards, and then there's also a base, and then this ends up all locking into place on the base. Pretty nice. Probably going to start by soldering the resistors in place. So that's what we'll do first here is the resistors. Same thing with a lot of other projects. The resistors were not labeled. Luckily there's only one of one specific kind, so that's a positive. That one of them, there's only one of them. The other ones, however, so there are 3 resistors, 1K resistors that go on each board, 3 10K resistors that go on each board, and then there is one 2.2K resistor that goes on the other board, not on this one. So we're going to find out which are which here first. It's the first thing to do. We're going to find out of these which one is which. We use our little meter, our little reader here. We'll get a reading on it. This one is, what is that? 10K. Alright, so now I know where my 10K resistors are. Don't need to test the other ones. We know where the 10Ks are. So 10K resistors are all labeled on the board as 10K. So we're gonna do one board at a time, I think, today. Yeah, we're just gonna do one at a time. So there's the first resistor for a 10K. It takes 3 on each one. And pull those legs down. Those legs down. These 10Ks in place here. Alright, so there's that. And there is that. So I had some solder left over from another project from a while ago, and get that gone. We're going to use it up here. Oh, you know what? We're going to put them other resistors in place too. We might as well get all of them in on each board. We'll get all these resistors in place. We'll just get all of those little parts in place here, man. The resistors, the capacitors, transistors, if there's a transistor on this board or not. We'll just pop everything in place that needs to be put in place right off the bat. That one we're going to do gold down. We're going to do it gold up, just like the other one there on the other side. There's that one, and then our last one. The resistors on this side. They go on the outside here. So this webcam came with a, trying to think of the word, sorry, a remote control, and it doesn't work. So, yeah, the remote doesn't work. Make sure these are in the right places, 47s. And with transistors, remember the, capacitors, longer lead is the negative, and also on the thing itself, it'll show you that it's negative. On the board itself. So pop that down into place, get them bent down a little bit here. Get them bent over. There we go. Another 47. Another 47. Up. 47. Up. That one back. Another 47. I'm sure. I believe that's all that came with the kit anyways, were 47s. Probably should start looking at that when I get the kit, just to make sure I do have all the parts I need. Check over them each first. I'm not checked over any of these at all. That's crazy, but no, I have not. Alright, let me see where. I'm gonna bet those are, yep, here's our transistors. Those were big old capacitors. Here's our little transistors. Little transistors on the board. Little transistors on the board, and all the transistors are the same. They're all 9014s. No difference in the transistors. Oh wow, each board takes 3 transistors. At least this board is. Not sure on the other board yet. I haven't really looked at the other board. I know the other board, they're both the exact same, minus the other board having an extra resistor. This will be a kind of long project because of all of the LEDs I gotta put on. There's quite a few LEDs to put on this project. Alright, so there's all of the little parts. Oh, nope, I got one more resistor to put in there, huh? Oh, this is the one that has the R7. So, this is that extra resistor. This is the one with the extra resistor. Alrighty, and how was I doing the gold on those? We'll do this one same way as those. This is that 2.2 kilo ohm resistor. And we'll roll it over, and we can get to soldering. Like I was saying before too, this solder that I have right here was from another project a while ago that I was working on. Move the camera down a little bit more, not that far down though. Not that high up. I've still got to figure out a better way to use this camera. Alrighty. Get our solder nice and straight here. Turn her up a little bit. There we go. Nice. A little drop of solder. Don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of solder. Just a little dribble on there. Get you the perfect little bead, a little mountain bead. That's what I always look for. It's a little mountain bead. Silver. Ooh. There we go. Oh, I was hesitating a little bit. A little bit more solder on that one. There we go. Solder there. A little bead of solder there. A little bead of solder there. A little bead of solder there. A little bit more there. A little bit more in there. A little bit more there. A little bit more here. All right. Clean it off a little bit. And now, there's all of our solder joints for the first round of soldering. That's on the resistors in that. Resistors, transistors, capacitors, a few different little things that we got taken care of right off the bat on that solder. And we'll go back down through here, make sure we get all these legs really down. We don't want them up. Getting hurt on them. Cut yourself. Get a little pokey. No, we don't want no pokies. So let's go ahead and do all these freaking points. A lot of them. There's even be more when we get those LEDs, man. There's gonna be tons of them with the LEDs. Holy crap, there's gonna be a lot of them with them LEDs. Alright, what we'll do here, make sure we clip off any that could be a little bit of a problem. Pretty much just clip them all down to a little nub. Clip them right down to a little mountain peak. There we go. So there's that entire side. Now we can do the LEDs on this one. There's a lot of LEDs. So hopefully you're cool, chilling, watching me do all these LEDs. There's a lot of them. And LEDs also work the same way that other things work. There is a positive and a negative with them. And make sure you do the positive to the negative. That's all. Make sure you have positive and negative in the correct place. With these, because it isn't, they're going to be when you're on the outside. So when I put them in, the same thing like I was saying with the LEDs, positive, negative. When I put these in, I'm going to bend them up a little bit. There we go. So that way they're in a nice place in regards to the rest of it, and then they won't be all like all over the place and all jacked up. But with LEDs, there's a long leg, there's a short leg. Make sure you use the long leg in the positive, short leg in the negative. Oh, lots of LEDs. I should be testing them too to make sure they all work. Find out once we get it all hooked up if they work or not. I guess that's one way to find out. That's one way to find out. Once it's all hooked up, then we can find out if they'll work or not. Yeah, so just make sure your LEDs are correct. Oh, I ended up doing that other transmitter because I wasn't sure if it would work, and it ended up working. It's not anything like amazing with its distance. I'm gonna get you a few feet, but I was still really happy that it actually worked. very happy that it actually worked. So that was, consider that a success, as long as it worked. Would I buy that project again? No. Little radio transmitters are not, you're not going to get very far of a distance on them in the first place. So, like I said, it worked probably about a good 5-6 feet. And that was with a small little whip antenna on it as well. And that was with a whip antenna. And it still wasn't where I wanted it to be with its range. So, while it works, it is not the best project. Yeah, you'll get some music too to listen to me going doo-doo-doo. Not the most entertaining musician, but I'm a musician. Alright, get all these little LEDs popped in place. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an LED in the end up on the top as well. Right now it is not an LED though, because I still have to slide the other piece into place. Alright, there's all of our LEDs, and they will now be getting soldered into place. Oh, that's, you have to solder in some LEDs in, huh? I'm going to go down a line. That's how I like to do it, is going down a line. Just go straight down it. Move that out of the way. That's not right in the camera's view. So I bought this digital camera. The reason why is because to do a Facebook live video, and with us having the not good internet speeds that we have, I couldn't stay live, and then to upload it onto YouTube was taking hours. So now I can just put the video on my computer, and I should be able to upload it a little bit quicker that way, hopefully. Because then I can go somewhere else with it, not using a phone app to edit the video. And when we're ready to actually put this in place, we'll be able to put it in place. Alright, so there's all the LEDs done now too. So now we've got all the LEDs on this board. I'm going to get them all put into place where I want them at too now. We got all the LEDs on this board, which is cool. Now we're going to get all the little legs snipped off. Make sure you're wearing eye protection when snipping these little fellers off, because they do fly. I tell you what, if you get one of them in the eye, it's gonna put a damper on your day. So yeah, so my videos, I'm just gonna be posting them onto YouTube, and then I'll post them also onto Facebook as well. So it's a good instructional video on how to do these things. I also post the link on the Amazon item page, so that way others that are interested in buying it or thinking about buying it can see it being put together and see it actually being used. Plus it gives me something to do. So we have chickens and ducks. Many people know that already. If you've watched the other videos there, see, good thing I had glasses on, man. That one shot right back at me. But we have chickens and ducks. We actually opened up their back area now, so now they have more room to roam around in back there. Alrighty, there's that. So there's the first one. That one is done. Alright, now we'll go on to the second one. So we're going to get our resistors in first. I got to test them out again and find out which ones were which. Oh no, I could actually just look on there. Those were the 10K. Gold with the orange band were the 10K. Alright. So that made it a little easier. Yeah, we opened up, before they had a smaller area for a run, it's all fenced in and whatnot, but now they have the entire backyard for a run, which is kind of cool. They seem to like it. They seem a little happier. They got a lot more room now. Alright, so these 10K resistors, I'm going to put the brown on the outside, right? Let me just make sure that these are the 10Ks. I'm going to I better test it. I better test it. Because I'll get it wrong. I'll end up destroying it. And yeah, they were the 10Ks. Alright. So we can put these little 10K ones in. The 10Ks are labeled where they go. You see if I have it how I have the other ones. No, I do not. I want them to be uniform, so they look the same. It's just So a little about me for people that do not know me. I'm a Marine veteran. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps Reserves as an infantry rifleman in 03-11. I was quote-unquote stationed with 1st Battalion, 24th Marines, assigned to. I was in the reserves. That's the reserve unit that was in my area. They have since disbanded, and all of it, I'm not even sure how it all got moved. I know it got moved pretty crazily. I know a lot of it went like to Selfridge, which is in southern Michigan. I believe Indiana ended up getting. I think Bravo Company went to Indiana, maybe. I don't remember exactly. I know that they're not in Saginaw, the Reserve Center anymore. It used to be the Naval Reserve Center. I think it's still Naval Reserve. There was some National Guard guys in there when I was getting out. They had a National Guard unit in there. So that would have been 2004. So yeah, I went to boot camp at MCOD San Diego. I was there from November 6th of 2000 until February 2nd of 2001. That was my company's graduation date. That was the name of company, platoon 3123. And just so anyone knows, the 3000 thing, that's just 3rd Battalion. That's pretty much all it is. The female Marines, the WMs, I won't call it, that's kind of derogatory, so we won't call them that. The female Marines are in 4th Battalion. Their training is conducted at Parris Island, South Carolina. I did not go to boot camp at Parris Island. Michigan is one of them. I believe Michigan is the only state that is a split state. If you are recruited, if you are recruited out of the Lansing MEPS Center, so out of any recruiting station that's part of the Lansing station, then you go to San Diego. Recruited out of the Troy MEPS down by Detroit, Michigan, and you get to go to Parris Island. I believe you can request to go to Parris Island. I'm not 100%. I'd have to find out, but I didn't. I just went where they sent me to boot camp. And actually, I'll be honest, I enjoyed it. It was an experience. I met a lot of cool people. A lot of guys from boot camp that I still stay in talk with today. That's been almost 20 years now. I'm still in communication with my rack mate from boot camp. His name is Jason Adams. My hooch mate from the Crucible, his name's Bobby Bars. I'm still in contact with those two gentlemen, those two Marines. I'm not in contact with a lot of the guys I served with, just a few of them. And only a few. There was a handful, and that was about it. That's just more personal choice. That was a part of my life that I'm happy I did. It is a big portion of my life that made me who I am today. And I love the experiences that I got from it. It is not who I am today. I mean, I'm no longer this 160-pound freaking in shape guy like I used to be when I was in shape years ago. That closer there. That a little closer too. There we go. Alright, make sure I take care of my little scraps here. Alright, so there's that part. We're going to put the transistors in now. I'm going to figure out where this... I bet that switch has to only go on the base. I don't know where else the switch would go. Again, all the transistors are the same. They're 9014s. And I just dropped one. Oh, but I found it really quick. Oh boy. And you don't need to see my face. I mean, you'll see it on the videos anyways, but you don't need to see this ugly face, fools. From what I would have to say, my mama would not call me an attractive man. Alright, there's that. A twosome is 2 people, a threesome is 3 people. I know why my mom calls me handsome. Oh, more slow. There we go. There we go. One of them solder beads up in there, man. There we go. Got some solder. Alright, undo that. Get our little legs snipped off from our transistors. And we'll get our LEDs done. Then we'll get the base done. Remember, safety glasses, man. These little legs, they'll go flying everywhere. Alright. I already almost caught one right in the eye in this video. So, I mean, especially when they're small like that one right there. That little fella right there getting your eye. You can't really see him, but little fella there. That little guy in your eye, he's gonna cause some damage. Alright. LED time. Alright, let's put in these LEDs. On the boards it does kind of show you where the positive goes, where the negative goes. It's like a little light. You just follow the light to the positive. It's the best way I can explain it. There's a little light and you just bring the light to the positive. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right. I can't really show you, but in the spots where the LEDs are, there's a off of the negative comes a little thing, and it showed in the directions that was positive goes, that it flows to the positive. That's what I look at it as, is that's like it's flowing. So, as I was saying, I'm a Marine veteran. I received disability due to some issues from when I was in the service. Issues I don't go into detail on, but just some issues. Then I also own my own locksmith company. Do roadside service and residential locksmith work just around our area. I haven't gotten into any other part of it really that much. I'm pretty happy with that aspect of the locksmith work. It's pretty fun. It keeps me a little busy at times. Haven't been very busy lately, but I just haven't been accepting calls lately as well. There's just been too much going on with the COVID-19 mess and all that. That's about it. There's been a lot going on with that. So I try not to go outside very much as it is. So, other things about me. 3 kids. All of them are middle school and up. One will be will be adult age soon. She's going to be 18 here in just a few more months, which is kind of crazy. My wife and I have been married 15 years, almost 16 years. It'll be 16 years in December. We were not together very long at all before we got married. We were together 8 months and got married. Just under 8 months. And got married. Whoever says that that kind of a marriage won't work, well, I mean, it does. Should you get to know a person? Of course. I figured I knew her enough to marry her. I've been correct ever since the day I asked. And that's all that matters. So we have our children are Hannah, Alyssa, and Timothy. Hannah being the oldest, Timothy being the youngest. Other little things about me and my family I don't mind sharing. Well, a lot of you already know me anyways. And for those that don't, cool. Going down the line, these fellas here. Alright, so let's get this part soldered up now. Get the Christmas tree soldered. And I'm sorry for the focusing not being like the greatest and on the area perfect. It's, I guess, the conversation. You watch the video for the conversation. Ain't much. Alright, other little things. We have 2 cats, Gizmo and Baby. Baby is probably one of the prettiest cats in the world. Baby is a very, very pretty kitty. She is calico and just quite possibly the most loving cat in the world. Except when she's in heat, then she is the loudest cat in the world. Really can't wait for that QRP kit to come in. I ordered a QRP kit from China that's for Morse code, and it's like a 3-watt transmitter. So I'm pretty excited for it. That'll be a fun project. I have another project that I ordered. However, a lot of that project is surface mount, and I do not feel like I'm ready for surface mount yet. Yeah, so like I said, I do not feel like I'm ready for surface mount, so I don't know if I'm going to do it right yet. Probably wait a little bit. I was going to wait till tomorrow to do this one because the camera was supposed to come in tomorrow, but it came today. It arrived a day early. Crazy, man. The post office finally getting their shit together. Yep, there we go. Got all them nice little beads right in a row. Alright, now we're going to go through here and snip them all down. Yeah, man, make sure you are wearing eye protection, because these little buggers will pop, they will snap, they will fly. All of these things will, man. We'll leave that one where it is. How it is, it's fine. Alright, just going to fix one, put it down a little bit lower, but you know what, it's in a perfect spot where it is. So they go flying, guys. Guys and gals, make sure, like I said, make sure you're wearing eye protection on this part of it. Because they will fly. And you don't want them, there's one right there on my lap, man. I would have stood up, that thing would have fell on the floor. Oh yes, we got the cat's baby, and Gizmo. Gizmo's not the best cat in the world. She doesn't like lovings. Only for me, you know. I try to go get the kitty cat some lovings, you know. Some pettings, some belly rubs. Nope, not Gizmo. Not Gizmo. And I don't like cats. Seriously, I despise cats. We do have an outdoor cat that kind of adopted us. We've named it Catalina. She kind of adopted us as her family because she doesn't leave. Alright, now we will get the board done. What does it show then on the top? Does that last one go in there? Up in that spot? Yep, that will be a light here later. That will be a light. Alright, let me get this done up. Alright, so our switch down here. And there was an outlet. Oh, there's a light. I know there was an outlet. You remember the little outlet piece for power. Now I've got to find it. Oh boy. Man, oh man. I do not know what I even could have done with it. There's no way I misplaced it. Well, ain't that an turd. I'm not sure where that part went, so we'll find it later. I can't believe I lost another piece, man. I'm losing this stuff all the time. I don't know how I lose things like that either. Anyways, let's get this soldered onto place. I'm just going to set it down on the board. So I'll set it right here, and I can just solder a few little dabs on it, and then bring it up. I'm not sure where the power port went. I'll have to look for it again and maybe find it. Probably not, though. These ones are so small little place to get in. There we go. And one more. There we go. Got those ones in. There we go. That's our on-off switch. Wish I knew what I did with that power supply, man. I know it's up here. And I know that I just saw it. Like right before I started doing the project. It was right there. And now it is not. Let me see if I might have put it underneath the camera. Under the camera. Is it there? Oh. What in the flying alfalfa sprouts. Huh. I don't really know where it went. Alright, that's not cool at all. I don't know where it went. So there is a power supply for this thing as well. And I have no idea what happened to it. A little plug, a little power plug for that to go into. Because it comes with a power cable, comes with a power supply. I'll have to put the power supply in another time. I mean, here's the power supply it came with. It did come with a battery pack, so I can do that too. It takes what, AA's? So we'll get that hooked on. We'll get our little battery hooked on here too real quick. Alright. Put a little bit of solder on the pad. These two pads up here, my positive and negative. And then go on the opposite side and look. Positive. Alright, here's the positive one. That actually works pretty nice to do it this way. There they are. Just like that. And a little bit more solder. Add a little bit more solder to that one right here for the negative. There we go. So there's our power supply then. And we have our power supply on at least. Alright, then, let me see, does this... what do we do there then with that part? Fix them with tin. I've already installed all the resistors, installed those. Now we're going to fix these together. Not those falling out. I'm going to fix these two together. This way. There we go. So they're going to go together and slide down and go into place. Just like that. And then we got a little Christmas tree. And I've just got to solder the positive and negative onto that one, and then we're good. Alright, so let's get these soldered in those little spots. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to solder these together first here. There's a few spots on here where I can actually solder them in together. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to solder them in those little spots right here. I'm going to get everything all lined up and get that soldered in those little legs here. So right down in here, we're going to put some solder. Just like that. Nice globs of solder and make sure they connect together. There we go. Look at that. And we'll do the same thing to this side. Add a little bit of solder in there and just keep it going. Alright. this last little row right here to connect up. That's all we have to do here in this nice little spot. There we are. All nice and connected all the way around. There we go. Alright, then we will now affix this to our base, and then we're going to solder it to the base. Alright. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Alright, come on, buddy. We're going to get those to slide into their little spots. There we go. All connected in. Oh, nope, not anymore. There we go. Now I'm going to solder those in. Oh, man. Should solder it all up, all nice. There we go. Clean that solder off. Tip there. Alright, so now that's all soldered into place. There we go. Alright, alright. Yeah, I wish I would have known what I did with the thing, man. Oh, and that's where that gets installed down here. Alright, so the battery box gets installed on it with them screws. I'm not too worried about that right now. I wish I knew where that one little extra one was. That one little extra piece for the plug. I will end up finding it. I already know I'm going to end up finding it, and who knows where we're going to end up finding it at, but it's going to be found. And then I'll laugh at myself. And then I'll let everyone else laugh at me. Or with me, however they want to do it. You know? Alright, so that last little bit soldered in. Alright. That'll be the last thing that we have to solder until I find the power fixture. Once I find that power fixture, then I'll be getting that on. I can't believe I don't know what I did with it. And I just had it too. Like right before I even started recording, I had all the parts. Oh, there is our little Christmas tree. Let's see how it works. So shortly after the first video, I did find the power port right there, and it works. All of them work. It's pretty nice. I'll blink different colors, through a whole variety of differences, which is pretty sweet. Pretty happy with it. Link will be in the description.